Hey, what's up guys, Boost here and welcome back to another Digimon video. Today, round 2 of the recent Store Championship in Eindhoven, between myself on the left playing DarkKnightmon and Edwin on the right playing Jesmon. As you'll be seeing, the glare on specifically my side of the field can get pretty bad at times, but I think the match is pretty cool. There you go, pretty glary Cavalier mode. So I hope with the edits in the video, you can still keep track of what's happening, and it will still be enjoyable to watch. All the other matches from this tournament are without this issue, thankfully. So this is just the only one. But yeah, started by going to BT10, then Pride boosting into Cavalier mode, and Edwin's just gonna evolve to the BT7 Hawkmon and then play Crimson Blaze for 5. This does lock me out of playing Digimon by card effects for the turn, but that's perfectly fine. I wasn't going to do that anyway. Instead, I'm just going to evolve into DarkKnightmon there and pass Edwin back to 1. He's just going straight into the new Bauhawk, and then pass turn to me again. I'm gonna evolve into Chikurimon, and then think a bit. I definitely don't want to be putting Edwin on 3 here, because that means he could potentially go into Savior Hawk and then go into the Blitz Jesmon, and shenanigans will happen. So instead I'm gonna pop the boost there, Mill, Death X Nene, and Skull Knight, and play out the Skull Knight. Definitely not the best targets, especially since I already have 1 Skull Knightmon on field, but definitely better than missing. And as I mentioned, we see Edwin going into the Savior Hug here, putting me to 2. I promote the Chikurimon, and now I'm thinking here, because of course if I swing with one of the guys and I hit the Crimson Blaze, that just out my entire board. And I know Edwin is playing it because I already saw it, and the odds of him just playing the 1 are not that big. I think he's probably playing more, but yeah, going to up the swing with Skull Knight here, hitting over Hawkmon, then evolving over the Chikurimon with Deadly X, which means I will be able to swing with my other Skull Knight and then use the effect to evolve into Dark Knight for free by putting this Deadly X under it. And yeah, I'm going to evolve into the new DarkKnightmon here, the one from BT10. So swinging 2 checks, 9000 DP. And it survives, which is definitely very, very nice. Then we'll see what the next play is going to be. Probably not going into Dark Knight X Antibody, no. Going to Nene instead, and revealing double Chikuri, Nene, and the Mighty X mode, and adding the Mighty X there. Could have also added the Nene, that's something that she can do. But there's no real use in having more than 1 copy of her on the field, to be honest. So yeah, it's always just better to, gather up those resources for the potential Digicross plays you want to do later with the BT10 DarkKnightmon. So yeah, Blitz Jesmon going to come down here, passing memory to 3, and then going to do Blitz, attacking over my DarkKnightmon. Going to use the Hawkmon Inheritable to add Sistermon CL to the hand. You already had access to that one though, so it does add much though, because he can of course bring out 2 and gain 2 memory to memory choke me to 1, which is definitely nice. So he's going to play actually Sistermon Blanc there to which is a good play, I think, because it means that if I can potentially somehow go aggro next turn, he will have blockers, and then CL comes down, which is the one that, will evolve the Jesmon into Jesmon X Antibody here, and gain 1 memory for the evolve. And that means that he also has piercing now, so that's definitely nice. And then bring out CL from the trash with the Jesmon X Antibody to gain 1 memory, and like I said, choke me to the 1. And then he's going to hit another Nene, which is going to review 4 options. I think it's Deadly X, Mighty X mode, the DarkKnightmon X Antibody, and Immortal Ruler. And then the second check is going to be, what's it called? The memory boost, going to bounce the Skull Knight 2 hands and play out Deadly Xmon, and then review just 1 target, sadly, which is going to be the, I think it's BT6 DarkKnightmon. Maybe BT7, I'm not sure. So going to be starting my turn on 1 with the memory boost and Skull Knight and Deadly X. So that's going to be setting me up for quite some combo potential. Going to be able to go into DarkKnightmon X Antibody if I so desire. First going to evolve into Chumon just to, get that draw and see what other options I will have. So I'm gonna do, I think, a pretty cool play here. which you'll see in a moment. First, I'm going to think for a little bit here. I, of course, know he has blocker. Going to do the DarkKnightmon, put the Deadly Axe under it, and then evolve into the the BT7 DarkKnightmon. So, again, 2 checks, 7000k. If it gets deleted, then it will play out both its sources. But it doesn't actually get deleted there, hitting into Savior Hook, and I think it's another CL. He opted not to block here, probably, so he has the game push for the next turn, for sure. Yeah, I think that's it. And now I'm gonna do what I think is a pretty cool play, and I think it's one of the things that makes this deck quite a good deck. Because, yeah, I'm gonna pop the booster to go up to 3 memory. And then I'm going to evolve into the DarkKnightmon X antibody for 4. Yeah. And then I can add back a black or purple Digimon, which I'm going to do. I'm going to add back the Def X, which I milled earlier of the memory boost, and then pop Nene to unsuspend him and go back to 1 memory, keeping turn. And now, of course, yeah, I'm going to play down the Def X for 8, deleting all the Sistermons and digivolving the Jesmon back into the regular Jesmon. And leaving Edwin with no security and no way to kill me this turn, because he doesn't have the old Savior Huck as one of the materials. So he, well, sure, he can potentially go into Jesmon GX, or at least play out like a bazillion Sistermon. He will have to play out at least the blocker one and some others, because I am definitely going to be able to swing, of course. And I just need one more attack directly to finish off the game. And also my DarkKnightmon X antibody is now a huge 12k blocker. And if he gets deleted, I get to play out a DarkKnightmon from the trash. I do have the BT10 DarkKnightmon in the trash, so I can potentially bring that out to de-digivolve something, and then potentially even digicross to delete something with 5 costs or less. Like, for example, the Sistermon Blank. And if I do that, he won't have any blockers. And I will be able to just attack for game with the Tumon, even if he outs the entire field. But we'll see. First, he's going to evolve into the X antibody, which means he will be able to attack over my Digimon now, and then bring out the Sistermon Blank. Then he will play a Sistermon Blank. Probably he needs the draw, I assume, to maybe get to something like the Jesmon GX, or maybe he's missing one of his Sistermon pieces. We'll see what happens, but he's definitely in a tough spot. Going to evolve into the Jesmon GX here. Going to put Jesmon X antibody under it. Then going to swing with Blitz. Trigger the inheritable for the Huckmon, but he misses. So doesn't hit any Sistermon there. But he will be able to bring out the Sistermon with the ability of the Savior Huckmon, which is going to be the CL. But I guess it will give his guy reboots, yeah. And he is a blocker, I'm pretty sure, so regardless, he's attacking the Def X one here. And now, so he's going to hit into my, well, he's not going to hit into my Dark Knight, but I'm gonna block, and then he's, the DarkKnightmon can bring out the DarkKnightmon from BT10, digicross, and delete something. But as you're gonna see, Edwin's just gonna concede the game here, because I point out that it's my turn and the Def X lives, so he's just gonna delete both of the Sistermon blanks, and that means I'm just gonna be able to attack for a turn, or for a game next turn. So yeah, that probably seemed a little weird, but that was how the game was going to end, and Edwin scooped there because we both knew that the game was over. For a second game, he's going to make me start, which I definitely think is fair. He's going to evolve into the Chikurimon there. The one that says you can't reduce play cost, and then just evolve into Skullknightmon, so not the ideal hand here for sure. That's not one of the openings you really want to see. You always usually want to play one of your Searchers, or Nene, or Pride Boost to have a little bit more setup. Edwin going to go into Huckmon and then to Bauhuckmon, so pretty solid start. And then playing the Messer to Disciple, and he's going to add the new Bauhuckmon to his hand there. I'll put it on the screen so you can see it because of the glare. I'm gonna draw a card, 2 memory to work with. Going to move out my DarkKnightmon, then play Nene. Usually it's a bit, you wouldn't really want to move out your Skullknightmon here. I think Monitamon there, but I think I probably have like multiple rookies in my hand, and I just want to, you know, next turn have the draw from the evolve over the Digitama, since my hand doesn't appear to be that strong. And I can net memory choke him with Nene, which is nice, of course. He's going to play out the Hakmon and then add, let's see, another Bauhak and, oh no, he's going to add Systemon CL and another Hakmon to his hand. I'm gonna hedge the Pagu and then evolve into Chukuri again. Doesn't really do anything against his deck, of course, but that's one of the reasons why you want to evolve into it and then evolve over it. Going to hard play Monitamon here, adding multiple options, adding the Mighty X mode, and I missed the second add. I think it was Deadly X-Mon. And once again putting Edwin to 1. I have to choke him to 1 every time now, since he has the From Master to Disciple. So he can, if he wants to, evolve into Savior Hakmon for just 2. But you know, he doesn't seem to have it yet. Going to play out Hakmon again. Going to add Jesmon and Sistermon blank to his hand. And put Solomon, Hakmon, and some other card to the bottom of the deck. He really seems to need his level 5 here. He's really digging for it. He has already seen like 13 cards with Searchers, but still doesn't seem to have access to it. I'm going to move out to Chikuru, then swing for security. Hitting into Savior Hawk, the old one. Adding DarkKnightmon to my hand with Pagumon. Let's see. I could potentially evolve into Deadly X and then go Skullknightmon swing and evolve into the Dark Knight. But instead, yeah, I want to just memory choke him. So I'll just evolve into the DarkKnightmon for 3, putting him at 1. If he outs the DarkKnightmon, I'm pretty sure there's only a Skullknightmon in the sources, so I won't be able to like float into 2 bodies. But I definitely think this is correct. And honestly, like, what's he gonna do to out it anyway at this point? With just the 1 memory to work with. And it's also nice that it is a blocker now, so if he wants to swing with his little guys, there he can't. Going to Savior Hook there, the new one, of course, since the old one's already in the trash. So that means he's going to be able to swing next turn if he wants to. I'm going to evolve into Chukurumon, but with the setup I have, there might just not be a next turn. So DarkKnightmon's going to swing with 7,000 2 checks, hitting 6,000 Bauhawk and 3,000 blank. And that means if I now do have access to the X antibody and it doesn't die to security or hit Cosmic Blaze, that's going to be the game. So adding Chikuru to my hand, popping Nene, gaining 2 memory, and then swinging once again 2 checks, hitting double Hakmon, and that's going to be the game. So a pretty cool showcase of how aggro Dark Knight X antibody can be, and you know, also with the Dev X one add back. Yeah, a pretty fun game. GG, very kind of unlucky in the second game on Edwin's part, just missing level 5 that long.